Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my weekly Wealth and Abundance Energy reading for April the 13th to April the 19th, 2020. So, happy Easter to those of you who celebrate Easter, and happy Passover for those of you who have celebrated Passover this weekend. It was interesting because I was having a conversation with my husband. I can't remember what prompted it about Easter, and it reminded me that originally this Easter weekend was a harvest festival, and that's why the date changes every year because it's our Easter Sunday that we celebrate is the first Sunday after the full moon after the equinox. So that's kind of the algorithm for when we celebrate Easter. And it was originally a harvest festival, and it was to celebrate abundance and harvest and get together for a feast and that kind of thing. So, but of course, in these Christian times, we talk about Jesus dying on the cross and being resurrected. And it has a powerful metaphor for us in our spiritual lives of, parts of us dying and being rebirthed and parts of us dying and being rebirthed. And it's something that we're doing all the time. And sometimes it feels like we go through a big initiation. But each and every week, there are little parts of us that we are letting go and bringing new parts in, whether we realize it or not. And of course, at the moment, there is a huge energy of death and rebirth. And whatever you think about what's really going on in terms of, with the virus, and, there are a lot of stories and conspiracy theories and theories around about what's really going on with the virus, and with so many people being in lockdown and with so many people dying and getting sick and passing away. But actually, it's a huge time of everyone being forced to retreat and reflect and regrow. And we're in a space of where we really don't know how long this is going to last and what's going to happen next. And I was talking to a girlfriend of mine yesterday or the day before, and we were talking about just asking ourselves the question about what now. So rather than trying to plan and see 10 steps ahead, just get up in the morning each day and follow your heart and say, what now? And I was... and then that night, which was not last night but the night before, I had a really interesting dream where I was getting up and I was going to get public transport to work, but I realized that I wasn't going to work, but I didn't know where I was going. And I just was guided to hop on a train, and then I hopped off that train, and then I hopped on a tram. And then I was in a suburb that I wasn't familiar with. And then I walked through a few streets, and again, I still didn't know where I was going. And I thought, I think it's time to stop for a coffee. And I came across a coffee shop. The next coffee shop that I came across had a friend of mine and her husband and her mum who had met there that morning for a coffee. And I came across them and I went, oh my God, this is why I was meant to find my way to this point, was so that I could catch up with you guys for a coffee. And so it was such a really cool metaphor because I feel like we're being guided to keep following our intuition, even though we don't know where it's leading us. So if you're being guided to metaphorically catch a certain train, then catch that train. If you're being guided metaphorically to do something different or literally to do something different in your business, or do something different with your home life, or, if you feel guided to go to a different shop that day, then to take that guidance and to not need to know why, and to just trust. And sometimes we never know why. Sometimes we never know why we were guided to go to a different shop, because nothing seemed to actually happen at that shop. But there's always a reason for things that sometimes we never find out, we never know about. So that's just a little bit of sort of an intro to the card reading today. So the cards are all really, really positive today, you'll be pleased to know. In fact, most of the card readings that I've done in the last couple of months have been really quite positive. And whilst there are a lot of people suffering, and I definitely don't want to disregard or make light of people who are suffering. And as I say each week, please reach out. In Australia, we have Beyond Blue. There's the Headspace app for meditations and to help guide through different emotional things is fantastic. And if you're really struggling, to phone Lifeline, and you just Google those things, and there's heaps of information if you're struggling with your mental health or with strong emotions at the moment. So the first three cards that I have grabbed. Oh, sorry, I've left everything over here on this other table. Are from my own Higher Wisdom Parenting Oracle cards, and you can buy a deck of those if you want some intuition and guidance with how to best support your children from parentingoraclecards.com. And the first card that I chose is the personal responsibility card. So this says, my children are responsible for their own feelings and actions, and I am responsible for mine. So the message that I'm getting about this personal responsibility card is that it's time for us all to become the energy of what we want to attract, like what we want the global energy to be. Okay, so I've seen a lot of anger, a lot of outrage about, on the one hand, there's people who are really angry that there are other people who aren't doing the right thing, and they're going out and they might still be seeing a friend here or there, or they might be having a physical get together, or they're going down the beach, they're not practicing social distancing, really angry about that. And then on the other hand, I'm seeing people who are really angry because they think it's absolutely ridiculous that a couple of us can't go down the beach or go for a walk together, or, and that some of our freedom is being taken away. Our human rights is being taken away because we can't just get in our car and go to wherever we want. And then I'm seeing people being outraged at what world leaders are doing. I'm seeing people outraged at, whatever. And my suggestion is about what this card is saying is about, when we think about our personal energy, so everything in the world acts as a mirror for how we're feeling, or for our shadow self, like those parts of us that we've disowned or that we don't like about ourselves, or they're triggering things in us. So the most powerful thing that you can do at the moment, and that you have absolute 100% control over, is your own personal energy and how you're approaching the world, and how you're approaching your own, just basically your own energy. So if you want the world to be full of love and compassion for others, even people who have done wrong, then you need to practice love and compassion for others, even people who have done wrong. Okay, whether that be leaders, and if you want more powerful leadership, if you want more compassionate leadership, then have a look at how you can be a more compassionate and powerful leader yourself, whether that be a leader of your family, a leader of your own business, a leader of your clients, whatever that looks like for you. Even just the way you lead yourself. Do you lead yourself with compassion and with power and with, always wanting to do the right thing? And really explore deeply about that. Stay connected with the earth. Make sure that you, exercise every day as much as you can. Eat good food. Keep your personal energy and vibration as high as you can. Try not to get sucked into the drama and anger of other things outside you. That's not to say that don't do anything. If you feel drawn to doing something, then absolutely, if that anger is fueling you to take some action and sign a petition or share some information that you feel people should know about, then absolutely go ahead and share those things. I'm not saying not take action if you feel drawn to, but make sure that you're always looking at yourself and examining your own taking personal responsibility for yourself and understanding that your own energy impacts globally. Okay, so we're all one. One person's energy is everyone's energy. Okay, so that's what that card is about. So the second card is the connection card. So this says, I create regular opportunities for meaningful connection with each of my children. And the message that I'm getting for this specific card today is about that this time is about improving and blossoming connection with oneself. Okay, so this is the perfect time to be connecting more with yourself. So I would highly recommend that you get out a notebook and a pen. Write down your vision for the future, for the global future. Write down how you would like, everyone to have enough food, shelter, feel safe in their homes, have freedom to movement. Tune into your own heart and think about what do you really want to connect with, heart in a heartfelt way. What do you want to connect with yourself? Do you want to feel more peace inside your own heart? Definitely do some meditation. Connect with the earth, and just keep fostering that personal connection with yourself and reflection at the moment as well. Okay, so the second two cards that I've chosen are from Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle card deck. Now, these cards work upright and in reverse, so that when I turn them over, if they come out upside down, then it has the opposite meaning than if they come out the right way up. So the first card that came out was the Blossoming Abundance card. So this card is a message to keep an eye out for abundance that is all around. So this picture it's a bit hard to see because it's kind of it's a beautiful watercolor picture, but basically the vines and everything in the background here have got gold coins in them, and that as a global community, even though we're facing economic downturn and people are talking about recession and a lot of people are struggling financially, we're actually moving towards a more abundant planet. And so in terms of this blossoming abundance for this week in particular, what you focus on, you attract more of. So I feel like there's a very good chance that you might have an unexpected windfall, an unexpected shift in your business. Something really positive is coming to you this week. But I also want you to really make sure that you focus on the little areas of abundance that you do have. So, I'm being super grateful whenever I go to the supermarket the last couple of weeks that, the shelves are mostly stocked, that I've been able to get nearly everything that I want. And, fresh fruit and vegetables, that I'm surrounded with parkland, that we've got great internet connection, we've got good devices that we can work from home. We've connected, on Saturday I connected with my family, and today we're going to connect with Peter's family online. So I'm feeling super grateful that, that we've got those things and feeling really abundant about that. So really make an effort to look at where your abundance is blossoming and keep focusing on that. So the second card that came out, and this one came out in reverse, but I'll show you it the right way up so that you can have a look at it. This is the garden and the gate. So this is a lady standing at a gate which is locked, and on the other side of the gate are the green rolling hills of abundance, I guess. And so when this card is the right way up, it means that you've got some kind of a block to going through the gate and walking towards abundance. But when I turned the card over, it was actually upside down. So this means that whatever has been blocking your abundance in the past, you're actually in the process of finding the key and opening that gate and moving towards it into abundance. Now I will read a little bit from that card because it's really beautiful and it's really pertinent for this week. If I can find it, here we go. So if this card is reversed, it indicates the happy choice to open the door to a more spiritual pursuit. You may have been obsessed with worldly issues before, but your readiness to go deeper is now here. I just thought this is so appropriate for where we're at right now. Many people believe that they cannot live in a material world, make lots of money, and engage in spiritual priorities at the same time. But you now realize that this isn't true. In fact, you can bring this wonderful spiritual focus to any endeavor. And when you do, you'll find that beyond your garden, the universe is willing to fill your life with beauty and joy. Expect the unexpected, for joyous synchronicity abounds. And in fact, we're going to be seeing more and more that the more that we continue with our spiritual pursuits, the more the material abundance will show up. The affirmation for this one is, I am blessed with an abundantly spiritual life. Every day, in every way, my joyous prosperity grows and grows. Now, I'm on the new live Facebook Live app, and I can't see if anyone's commented or watching. So I will say, I haven't said hello to anyone. I will say hello to those of you who are watching live. And if you've come back and you're watching the replay later on, I'd love for you to say hello, #replay. Let me know how you're going. Let me know if, which of these cards is resonating. And especially let me know if you have an unexpected windfall abundance this week. So just to summarize the cards, the first one was personal responsibility. So make sure that you look after your own energy signature at the moment, because as within, so without. The second one is connection. So continue to take the opportunity to reflect and continue to connect with your own self. The third one is blossoming abundance. And as we take responsibility and as we connect to ourselves, I know that we'll become more and more abundant. And then the last one is that we're ready to go beyond our own personal garden and through the gate and out to continue our spiritual pursuits and receive what the world is ready to gift us. And as light workers, we're really needed at the moment. Personally, I'm stepping back a bit from my business. I'm going to still be doing these card readings, but I won't be doing a lot of other promotional posting or anything, because I'm going to focus on my kids and my family as they start their home learning from home on Wednesday. And I'm also helping my husband doing some things for his startup business as well, which is starting to really get some momentum. So, but and whilst part of me could easily be really frustrated that I'm not running online workshops and retreats and webinars and groups and all that kind of thing, I also know that I can be just as powerful by making sure that I look after my own energy signature, looking after my own family, and bringing the light and love to everything that I do, which will help everyone else. So I'm definitely not perfect. I get it wrong sometimes, and I do get angry sometimes and all that kind of thing. But, just allowing things to be and trusting that everything's working out exactly as it needs to be is always my go-to. And I hope that can be yours as well. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I'll catch you all again same time next Monday. Bye for now.